Australian government have announced that they will make changes to the BIIP program, which is the Business Innovation Investment Program, that would include the SIV program. And I think the change will happen on the 1st of July 2021. But as an insider, what news have you heard? Could you share some of your insights of how the SIV program, including other 1AA, A, B, C, D, E, and 132, how they will change?
Sure. Okay, yeah, you're right, Sean. The government have indicated in the recent budget in October that they will make some changes to the Business Innovation and Investment Program, which includes the SIV, and those changes will be implemented on 1 July 2021. So they will only apply to people who apply after that date, after July next year. And those changes, we don't yet know what the changes will be, but we can, assume based on what the government have said in past announcements. It looks likely that they want to simplify or streamline the process. So they want to reduce the number of visas on offer and just focus on a certain categories of visa classes. Now, one thing we can say with reasonable certainty is the SIV program is here to stay. I think the government have demonstrated, certainly this year, that it's a top priority for them. And we think the SIV program will be in place for many years to come. In October, the government doubled the number of business innovation and investment places for next year. So they increased it from almost 6,500 to 13,500. And that demonstrates, at a time when most other visa classes have reduced, that the government is very keen to attract investors and entrepreneurs and business people to Australia, because they know that those people will help Australia recover from COVID and from the current situation, economic situation. The second thing they've done is they've prioritized SIV investors. So they've said these investors will get priority processing. And we've already started to see that, in that processing times are now much less than they were in recent years. So the processing times are a lot quicker for SIVs. And thirdly, the business investor visas, or like SIV, have been given an exemption to travel to Australia. And this is one of the very few visa classes that are actually allowed to visit Australia now. Along with permanent residents and citizens, they can come here subject to quarantine. They have to do 2 weeks quarantine. But I think that also demonstrates how highly valued the government places these investors, and by giving them priority, or by giving them the ability to come to Australia at this time when almost no other visa classes are allowed to come here. So I think we can say for certain the SIV is here to stay. The government may look to increase the investment threshold from 5 million to a higher amount. We're not sure. We hope that it remains at 5 million, but that's a possibility. And they may also increase the amount of venture capital you must invest in, which is currently 10%. Again, these things are not certain, but I think we can say with great certainty that the SIV is here to stay, and it's something the government will hopefully promote and prioritize in the next few years.
It's certain to say that SIV will stay, and the government will prioritize that, yeah? That's good news for all the potential business migrants.